Atma Namaste. A very warm welcome to all of you. To start with, your inner environment and your outer environment, they are different, very different. In the outside world, there are lots of factors causing everything to be the way they are. There are billions of them at every moment, causing everything to be the way it is. And there are so many things I'm not in charge. I'm not in charge of what the weather is going to be. I'm not in charge of whether I get sick on any particular day. I'm not in charge of whether the car is going to start. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to deal with it. Doesn't mean I can't work with it. But the starting position is, it's the way it is. And there's going to be a little waves. When there are little waves, there's going to be volcanoes. When there are volcanoes, there's going to be sunny days. When there's sunny days, it's going to be really, really hot days. When there's really, really hot days, and some people are going to like me, and some people are really, really, really not going to like me. It's just the way it is. And I need to live in this outside world because I'm here. I have this physical body and I live in the outside world. And now your inner environment. What is your inner environment? Your inner environment is your thoughts and feelings. That's where your consciousness lives. And the one similarity that your outer environment and your inner environment, they have is you experience both of them. So if you look out through your eyes, you see what's out there. And if you look inside, you see your thoughts and feelings. The inside world is under my control, 100%. There's nobody else controlling it. You're the only one in there. You can make it sunny, beautiful, anything you want because it's yours. We can't decorate everybody else's house, but we can decorate ours. So that's our house, that's your house. It's just that nobody has talked to us like this. Nobody has taught us how to do this. Nobody has woke you up and shook you and said, hello, you in there? What's it like in there? And do something about it now. Now, by default, if you don't do anything about it, what is going to happen is that your inner world is going to be affected very strongly by the outer world. Just to give you an example, somebody is going to walk by and not say hello to you. Who you think was somebody you thought they were. It turns out later you were wrong, but anyways, you thought it was a friend of yours that you haven't seen for a while, and they walked by and you thought they saw you and you thought they were your friend and they didn't say hello. So for the next 3 hours, your inner world's a mess. The outer world is not there anymore. The person walked by you. Perhaps 3 hours later, it turns out it wasn't your friend. It wasn't even the person. But for 3 hours, you made yourself suffer. Your inner world got chaotic, got weird for no reason at all. If I have to live in 2 worlds and one of them can be a problem sometimes, why do I want there to be 2 problems? That's how I talk to myself. It doesn't matter what happened outside. It doesn't matter what is happening outside. I still have my inner world. So today, we are going to work on our inner world, nourish the seeds that lie deep within us, and restore our flower-ness. Now, from your bag or inside your pocket, you may take the pebbles out and put them on your left. We begin by inviting the first pebble. So you put the pebble on your palm, and this pebble here is a flower. It represents freshness. We have a quality that is freshness. You know, when a child is born and when we look at a child, we can see the freshness in that child. It is so refreshing to see them run, to see them play, to see them smile, that sense of wonder and awe in their eyes, that curiosity, that mischievous glint. There's an innocence to it. And we were all like this. But slowly, perhaps some of us, we lost our freshness. Freshness, it's an energy that we can invite again inside of us. Each and every one of us, we still have the seed of childhood. We have moments that bring us joy and laughter. And those are the qualities of life that we may have forgotten to allow to be part of our life, because we have an idea that now as an adult, we have to be successful. So we run out there, we run after position, we run after material possessions, and we keep running and running and running to the moment we burn out. Even on the path of spirituality, I mean, we strive for greatness, for some special powers and abilities. But if we don't know how to stop, to be in the present moment, to take care of our own freshness, we burn out. So, for whatever reason it could be also because of our suffering, our pain, our difficulties, our struggles. You know, freshness is also a quality that we want to offer to our loved ones. And if you're lucky, you have a friend who has this quality. And just being around them is like always being with somebody with a fresh breeze, right? So we can be that friend first for ourselves. We learn to stop and to take care of that freshness. You know, we are all flowers. We are flowers in the garden of humanity. And in this human form, we have a lot to offer. Flower offers beauty, offers fragrance, offers colors, offers joy. And a flower is so happy. A flower blooms to see all the other flowers blooming. So we have to take care of our happiness. And this is what this element is telling us. Happiness is very essential in order to take care of our suffering. Just like a doctor. You know, before the doctor does a surgery, he makes sure the patient is healthy, right? Like all the vital parameters are in a certain range before the surgery can be performed. So first we take care of our happiness. We take care of our joy and have a solid foundation. Happiness gives us energy. Joy gives us energy. And then use the energy and shine the light through that difficult situation, through our pain, through our suffering. And when we meditate more on the flower, there's another quality that a flower has, and that quality is openness. The flower is open, it doesn't discriminate. The flower receives all the sunlight that comes, all the rain that comes to nourish it, for it to grow and develop. So, as human beings, we are the same. The more we are open, the more we have a chance to grow, to evolve, to bloom. So, openness allows ourselves to be free, to recognize and to see what is in front of us and what is inside of us. And when we have the time to look, then we can see what we are watering and nourishing for our suffering to always be there. And we recognize now what we need not to do and take action accordingly. So, restoring our flower-ness is also the practice of letting go. And this quality of freshness, you can measure yourself. Ask yourself, have I offered myself a smile today? Have I looked myself in the mirror and smiled to myself? I've done it. And I said, you look fresh today, Dilreen. Your smile also represents that I am happy with who I am. So offer a smile to yourself. Then you can offer a smile to somebody else. And remember, when you offer a smile to yourself or to someone, you offer them freshness. Our aspiration is to be able to offer joy to someone, isn't it? One of our aspirations. And the first one person is you waking. So that is a gift you first give yourself. Offer that smile to yourself. Even when you're in a difficult position, you still smile. And with the act of smiling, you reconnect. You reconnect with the quality of freshness. And it brings you back to the present moment. So you may place your pebble down on your right. And now we invite the second pebble. So the second pebble, it represents stability. And the image for stability is mountain. When we see a mountain, we can see how solid it is. Just to be in the presence of a mountain, there is a stability that nature is offering. And inside of us, we also have this capacity to be solid. Stability is first and foremost learning to be present. And presence is so important. We have to be able to offer presence, especially on our path. And stability is also the ability to not be moved by our perceptions, by our emotions, by the energy of anger, anxiety, energy of fear, energy of hatred, bitterness, grudges, jealousy, but to be grounded. So, stability also has this capacity to be grounded within. The stability within and our breathing can be the foundation for us, especially in the most difficult moments. A small example, there are times when we allow ourselves to be angry, be carried away by our anger. And a lot of time you will notice we regret after what we've said, what we've done, and we tell ourselves again and again, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to react like that again. But, but when the moment comes, again we repeat it, and then it repeats, and then it repeats. It's because at those moments we are not solid enough. We allow ourselves to be carried away by our habits, by our thought patterns, by our programs. And that is why we have to develop the stability of stopping and being present just with our breath. So when you're aware I'm angry, that is an enlightening moment. That is an enlightenment of anger. Breathing in, I know I'm angry. Breathing out, I know I have to take care of myself. Breathing in, I know I'm angry. Breathing out, I will not argue back, right? This is courage, this stability, this strength, allowing yourself not to be carried by our habits, our patterns, our programs. And at that moment, you take refuge in your breathing, your in breath and your out breath. So when anger comes up, we have to be able to recognize this is anger. And I would take care of anger, to embrace that seed, just like a mother taking care of her child. You know, when the child cries, the mother, most often the mother doesn't yell at the baby, "Why are you crying? Stop crying." No, she doesn't do that. The first thing the mother does, she embraces the baby. Embrace first, and then with her presence there, she looks at the baby. She sees what is going on. And what to do and how to take care of the baby. So we are our mother or father of our emotions. All our uncomfortable, unpleasant emotions. And when it manifests, we have the ability to recognize it. And when we have the ability to recognize it, we are taking care of our emotion. You know, Tara Brach, she breaks it down beautifully. She talks about a concept called rain. Whenever you recognize any unpleasant emotion, uncomfortable feeling, she calls it rain, the practice of rain. You recognize, you allow, you investigate, and you nurture. So, with the practice of mindfulness, we allow ourselves to take care of this energy of anger, to take care of this energy which is uncomfortable. And the more we take care and we recognize it, the energy slowly, slowly becomes weaker and weaker. If we don't allow ourselves to be aware and to take care of our anger or any other uncomfortable, unpleasant emotion, then we are nourishing or becoming more angry, and this becomes a stronger habit, a stronger thought pattern, a stronger program. So, at any time when you're in the same situation, somebody presses that button, anger manifests, and anger takes over, it consumes you completely. This quality of stability, It gives us the energy in order to be present with what is happening in the here and now. And the more we develop this capacity, the more we will not be pushed back and forth by our own emotions. Rather, we'll have this energy inside us like the mountain. No matter how strong the wind, the storm comes, the mountain is still there. So, as practitioners, we can also develop this quality inside of us. So, you may place your pebble down on the right, and we invite the next pebble. And this pebble here represents calm. And the image we use is still water. The lake, when it is calm, it can reflect everything. It can reflect the sky, the cloud passing by, the trees, anything that comes in front of it, it will reflect. Stillness is very essential in order to look deeply, to be calm. It's a gift that we can offer to ourselves and to the ones around us, especially in today's hectic life. A place that offers calmness is like a paradise, a place to breathe easily. Now, calmness is also a practice that helps with the practice of stability. To be able to see things as they are. When your mind is too busy, you can't focus, right? You cannot see what is inside of you. You cannot see why you're even thinking that. So when we invite the energy of stillness within, we are also developing a stillness to reflect things as they are. When we sit in meditation, thoughts will come and go. And if you are not still, you just go along with the thoughts, and just like this, your 30-minute of meditation is over, and you ask yourself, where was I? Where were you? So we have to be calm like the lake to reflect and see the sky like mind and the clouds of thoughts. Thoughts will come, thoughts will go, just like clouds come and clouds go. You recognize it, but you become still and you take care of your water so that it is calm. We all know how crucial calmness is because of the stress level in our society. We are not only busy in our mind, we are also busy in our body. And we are always active because our society places so much of value on activity, on busyness, on hustle, which doesn't allow ourselves to rest. The more hectic we are, the more carried away we become. And our presence will not be 100%. Wherever we are, whatever we may be doing. And what we want to offer is our presence. Isn't that something that we yearn for? We look for a connection, all of us, to connect. We have to be present. And most of the time, we are there, but we are not there. Our mind is elsewhere. And I think we've experienced this ourselves. And we've also experienced being with people who are not present for us. You can just see it, you can feel it. And in presence, there has to be the quality of stillness. When there is stillness and it is silent, that silence is very powerful. The silence of peace, the silence of mindfulness. And the quality that we are developing is peace. To be able to offer peace to anyone, we have to have peace within. We have to come back to be able to touch that calmness, that stillness within us. There's a teaching from Lord Buddha of the second arrow, which I find extremely useful, which is really about dealing with suffering more skillfully. So the Buddha describes that in life, we can't always control the first arrow. However, the second arrow is a reaction to the first. And the second arrow is optional. So just to break it down, anytime we suffer misfortune, two arrows fly our way. The first is an actual event which causes pain and suffering. And the second arrow is a reaction to the event, to the experience. Being struck by a second arrow exactly at the same spot increases the pain 100 times. And what do most people do when they're hit by the first arrow? And we are all hit by the first arrow. They allow fear, allow anxiety, allow worry, allow anger, hatred, resentment, bitterness, allow sadness, dejection, self-blame, that victim mindset. Why is this happening to me? This is not fair. Or they allow inner critic to take over. I'm no good. I'm so stupid. I knew I just couldn't do it. I'm such a failure. I'm unlovable. Or whatever it is, to become the second arrow. And we increase our suffering. We increase our pain. So this teaching, it tells us to stop the mind from letting it attack us even more, and being present to look deeply and to recognize what is happening in front of us. Most of the time, what are we doing? We are shooting. We are the ones shooting ourselves the second arrow, not anybody else. When we learn to be calm, to see what is in front of us, we will recognize this second arrow. We will not allow ourselves to add the second arrow. And that will help us in a way of taking care of suffering and be kinder to ourselves. So I have an assignment for you. This whole week, whenever you have a strong reaction, a response to pain or annoyance or irritation, ask yourself, what is my storyline here? Am I dealing with the first arrow of suffering, or have I moved into the second one? So you may place your second pebble down. And now we invite you may place the third pebble down. And now we invite the last pebble. And this pebble represents freedom. And the image we use is space. Now, freedom here is not political freedom, but it is freedom of our negative habits, patterns, and programs. It's freedom of craving, of clinging, of grasping, of holding on to things, freedom of aversion, of anger, of hatred, of despair, of fear. Learning to be free from our perceptions, to let go of the perceptions that we have of us and the world around us, the people around us. Maybe, maybe our perception is not allowing us to have a more open view, and it's making us more narrow, critical, prejudiced, and biased. Now, everything needs space to grow. Another example, when we love someone, we want to offer them space. But if we don't know how to take care of our space, and we allow our thinking and our perceptions to take over, what do? We put our loved ones in a box because we want them to be like this. And that love becomes very suffocating. And slowly that love will die out. Obviously, it will. So we need to first ask ourselves, do we have enough space within us? And if we don't have space in us, then we cannot offer space to the ones around us. So reflect on this. Am I open? Do I have the time to look at my own aspiration? Do I give myself enough time to do what my heart desires, what my heart aspires? Am I giving myself the space to grow, to develop, the space to learn, to let go, to evolve, to bloom, and to become a better version of myself? Or am I too busy with my projects and forget the qualities of being human? Or am I too busy with my projects and forget the qualities of being human? The qualities of kindness, of generosity, of gratitude, of warm heartedness. That is freedom. Freedom to allow ourselves to have time to look deeply. You may put the pebble down. And now it's time to begin the practice with your 4 pebbles. So you begin by picking up the first pebble and you take a look. And you know that the first pebble represents a flower. And you put the flower on the palm of your left hand. And you put your left hand on your right hand. And you hold your pebble. And when you breathe in, you visualize yourself as a flower, transforming yourself into a real flower. Fresh, beautiful, light, joyful, fragrant. So close your eyes. Breathing in, I see myself as a flower. Breathing out, I feel fresh. Not I imagine, I was originally a flower, and the seed of flower-ness is still in me. And a flower is always fresh. If I know how to touch the seed of freshness in me, I will rediscover my original freshness, flower-ness. In breath, flower. Out breath, fresh. Every one of us has our flower-ness that makes us beautiful, that makes us fresh, that makes us pleasant, that makes us lovable. And we have a lot to offer to other people, to the world. Our freshness, our beauty as a flower, like a flower. Breathing in, I see myself as a flower. Breathing out, I feel fresh. And during the time of your in-breath and out-breath, you restore your flower-ness, you restore your freshness. And put a smile on your face. Your smile will help the flower to manifest fully. And remember to ask yourself every day, have I offered myself a smile today? Have I offered myself a smile today, even when I don't feel joy? Smiling is a very easy thing to do and does not take too much time. It can release many hundreds of muscles on your face right away in just 1 or 2 seconds. I can practice smiling to remind myself of the seed of freshness that is in me. In breath, flower, out breath, fresh. And you restore your freshness. And now just continue this visualization for a couple more breaths. And then you put your first pebble on your right. And you open your eyes. And now we invite the second pebble. And the second pebble, you all know, represents a mountain. So you put the mountain on your left hand. And you put your left hand on your right hand. And now you have your mountain on your right hand. When we see a mountain, we can see how solid it is. Image is that of stability. No matter how strong the wind blows, the mountain remains solid. So close your eyes. Breathing in, I see myself as a mountain. Breathing out, I feel solid. And you sit in a very stable posture, back upright with dignity, but at the same time relaxed. You're quite stable and solid. Your head aligned with your spine and your chin tucked in, aware of your breath, and just relax your arms and hands on your thighs and your feet solid on the ground. There are ways of sitting that makes you feel solid. And even if someone comes and pushes you a little bit, you stay solid. Even if someone comes and provokes you, you stay solid. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, I don't have to react. In breath, mountain, out breath, solid. You're not carried away by the regret concerning the past, the fearfulness concerning the future. or your anger, or your grudges, or your bitterness, or your jealousy, or your ill will. But you become a refuge for yourself, and you become a refuge for your loved ones, for your community, for the world. Breathing in, I see myself as a mountain. Breathing out, I feel solid. There is a mountain in me, and I can stay myself even with provocations, even with threats. And that is a very crucial element for my happiness. And when I have solidity, I can offer that to others, and they can rely on me, and they can count on me because I have solidity. Breathing in, I see myself as a mountain. Breathing out, I feel solid. Now keep this visualization of a mountain and feeling solid for a couple more breaths. And you may place your pebble down on your right. And now we invite the third pebble. And the third pebble represents still water. So you put still water on your left hand and you put your left hand on your right hand. And you hold your still water in your right hand and you close your eyes. Breathing in, I see myself as still water. Breathing out, I reflect things as they are. If you have seen the surface of a lake that is very still, that reflects mountains and clouds and trees. This is a practice of calming. When you're not calm, you cannot see things clearly. If your anger, your jealousy, your fear, your bitterness is there, the water of your soul is not calm. And you have incorrect perceptions and you do things and you say things that will make you suffer and will make the other person, the person you love, suffer. In breath, still water. Out breath, calm. When you are calm, when you are still, you don't distort things. You see things as they are. You're not a victim of incorrect perceptions. Incorrect perceptions bring about fear, anger, hatred, jealousy, grudges, bitterness, despair. Therefore, I want to cultivate stillness, calm, tranquility, because I know stillness and calm is the foundation of my happiness. Breathing in, I see myself as still water. Breathing out, I reflect things as they are. You see yourself as water, and the more you're mindful of the breath, your water becomes more still, just like your mind becoming more still. and they will reflect what is in front. You bring peace to yourself and you bring peace to your loved ones. Peace to yourself and peace to your loved ones. Breathing in, I see myself as still water. Breathing out, I reflect things as they are. Presence is stillness. Presence is connection. Presence is peace within. Calmness allows us to recognize what is happening so that we can prevent the pain of a second arrow of affliction, which is self-inflicted. The worry, the guilt, the anxiety, the regrets. In breath, still water, out breath, calm. And just continue your visualization of still breath, still water and calm for a couple more breaths. Perhaps the next time you go into a big meeting, you can practice to generate solidity and calmness so that you can offer your best. So you may place your pebble down on the right. And there is one more pebble to practice. The fourth pebble is for space. So you place your fourth pebble, the space, on your left hand, and you place your left hand on your right hand and holding space in your right hand. Now you may close your eyes. Breathing in, I see myself as space. Breathing out, I feel free. Without freedom, happiness is not complete. If you love someone, offer her some freedom. Offer him some freedom inside, around, and around him or her. You know, when you arrange flowers, the art of ikebana, you know that each flower needs space around her to radiate her beauty. A human being is just like that. She needs some space inside to be truly happy and some space around her. And that is why if you love her or if you love him, you should know how to offer him or her enough space inside and around. And if you don't have enough space for yourself, how can you offer space to the person you love? If your mind is preoccupied with so many things, so many projects, so many worries, so much anger, incorrect perceptions, so much craving, clinging, grasping, so much aversion, so much hatred, you hardly have any space left inside. And you hardly have any space to offer to your loved ones. Breathing in, I see myself as space. Breathing out, I feel free. And we can practice letting go to create more space, more openness. Breathing in, I see myself as space. Breathing out, I feel free. Just when you look at the full moon, all around the moon is only space, and that is why the moon is so happy. Therefore, it's very crucial that we know how to cultivate more space for us. With inner space and freedom, we can accept ourselves and others more easily. And just like the moon, we can illuminate, we can inspire, we can radiate beauty. To have freedom and to offer freedom, only then you are a true lover. You don't imprison yourself, you don't imprison the person you love. In your ideas, in your ways, you allow freedom in your heart, and you allow freedom in her heart, in his heart. Breathing in, I am space. Breathing out, I feel free. Do we give ourselves freedom to realize our deepest aspirations, our heart's desires? In breath, space, out breath, free. Now continue this visualization of space and feeling free for a couple more breaths. And you may place the pebble down, but keep your eyes closed. Continue to focus on your in breath and out breath. And let's do it for at least 12 times. And continue to nourish these seeds with every in breath and with every out breath, enhancing the quality of freshness or a solidity or a calmness, like the still water and of freedom. And remember to put a smile on your face. And as you continue to water and nourish these seeds, you become a refuge for everyone who comes to you. You become a refuge for yourself, and you become a refuge for everyone around you. And this is the best gift you can offer. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes with a big, beautiful smile. And from my heart to yours, I offer you so much love, so much freshness, joyfulness, beauty, stillness, calmness, serenity, a lightness of being, and aliveness. Atma Namaste.